Now, SsangYong have been SUV specialists for over 40 years, which means they've learned a thing or two. Take into consideration their towing capacity. It means the applications are endless. Farming, caravanning, stock car races, we even towed our Golf. This is the new Rexton. Welcome to Planet Auto. Now, anyone who's watched any of our videos are going to know my ultimate favourite pickup in the world is the Musso, which is based on the Rexton platform. And this new gen has managed to eliminate that little bugbear that we all had with the other one, which is that jostly feeling, that kind of empty pickup feeling that's now been eliminated and smoothed out, so when you're on the motorway, it's a nice ride. Now, that's not to say that the previous gen is bad, it's just that this one is noticeably better. And they've simplified it as well. They've given you two trims, the Ventura and the Ultimate. Prices for the range start about $37,500 and this Ultimate is about $42,000 with options. It's still powered by the same 2.2 litre turbo diesel 4-cylinder engine, but now it has just under 200 brake horsepower, whereas before it was closer to 180, and it has more torque too. A new addition which enhances the driving experience is the new Hyundai 8-speed automatic gearbox, which replaces the 6-speed one. Thanks to its lateral frame chassis, it might not be the most refined vehicle in the world, but it's an impressive SUV and it can tow for England, Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland. You get the picture. The biggest difference for this new gen has got to be the styling, the exterior styling, and I'm talking about this new grille. It's big, it's commanding, it's aggressive and it's sporty, but big is in when it comes to grilles nowadays. You've also got new bumpers front and back, new sculpting on these lenses, and look at that curving bonnet, and the accents are more pronounced. With their pledge for safety, SsangYong have given you automatic full LED front and rear and high beam assist, and you can get rain sensing wipers. Now, with a vehicle this size, it's essential to have parking sensors. We've also got a front camera, which is part of the 360, which we've used all the time over this past week. Nice one, SsangYong. And that 360 camera is only available on the Ultimate trim. We've also got 18-inch alloy wheels. There were 17-inch on the previous, and you'd think with it being a bigger wheel, it wouldn't have been as comfortable. But it is. They're also diamond cut. You've got black cladding around the wheel arch, and not only does it add to the sporty look, it does protect you when you're off-road. And this big wheel arch, it gives the wheel more room to move about, which is essential when you're off-roading. You've got power folding door mirrors, you've got blind spot detection. Again, only available on the Ultimate trim, as well as rear cross traffic alert and lane change collision warning. But you do have a decent safety system on the Ventura. The roof rails really add to that sporty look, but the chrome gives it a kind of an executive feel as well. I love these side steps. For me, it's a really handy feature. You've also got privacy glass in the back. You don't get that on the Ventura, you only get it in the Ultimate. And it really shows from this back quarter view when I'm standing next to it how big and how long this beast really is. And when it comes to accessories, there are loads to choose from. We have the dog guard, we've got the roof rails, we've got the side steps, and we've also got the wind deflectors. You can accessorise to your heart's content.
The new SsangYong Rexton. It's a beast. It's a complete behemoth. I think it's just under 5 metres long. But that makes perfect sense because it's a 7-seater. Now, decent ride height, and we've even got side steps to make it a little easier to get in. Keyless entry too, and keyless start. And a nice wide opening door. Now, like every off-roader, I can literally step in. The benefits of being 6'3". No grab handle, surprisingly, but around the rest of the vehicle, there's loads. And you'll know that we had the 4th generation, it's got to be about a month, 2 months ago. And yes, there are quite a few changes on the 5th. I just love this cockpit style as well. Even a bigger infotainment screen, and just listen for the clunk on the door. And look, doors that cover the sills. You've got all the mod cons in here. You've even got a full cluster as well. Satellite navigation and all types of information, including your economy. The other thing about this vehicle is we were getting about 30 to the gallon, and that was towing or without towing. Saying that though, when I started getting into eco mode, we got about 38. You can't really ask for more in something like a 2.2, can you? It's a great driving position, comfortable padded area, and it's wide enough for you and your passenger. Cup holders everywhere, and also very easily selectable 4-wheel drive. 2 high, 4 high and 4 low. There is no shift lock. Despite the looks of this vehicle, it's amazing how capable it is off-road, because when you look at things like the bumpers, it's deceptive. It looks like it'll scrape, and it just doesn't. I've got padded area on my door, some shortcut buttons, things like the power tailgate and lane keep assist. There's also descent control here, cruise control and this is heated. And one thing I really like on this, you've got high beam assist. You've got lots of power points and your infotainment screen. As I mentioned, it's a bit bigger than the previous one. You've also got satellite navigation, DAB radio, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and you can also set some of the car's settings as well. And the sound system's not bad too. I've also got great headroom at 6'3" and lots of legroom, and the seat is fully electrically adjusted. I've got a decent door bin and storage point here. Not a bad glove box either. Now it's equally as easy to get into the back. Can't you tell that Annabelle had some fun on some green lanes yesterday? And SsangYong know that you may well be doing that kind of thing. Therefore, you have a grab handle here, which also aids you in getting in. Another simple one to step into. Decent wide opening door, and just look at this. Soft touches on top of the doors in the rear for a vehicle that costs 42 grand. SsangYong really do know what they're doing. Grab handle here as well. I know I keep mentioning the price bracket, but it's ridiculous. I mean, just look what you get. It's comfortable in the back. I've got lots of room, and even a pull down armrest. And nice and weighty too, good quality, with 2 cup holders. Now the thing that interests me about this is it's a 7-seater, but I've still got loads of leg room down here. I can also get my feet under the seat as well, and with a reduced transmission tunnel there's lots of room here. Vents here, 12-volt socket, and some USBs. Now 2 people, 2, 7, 5. That's the thing, it's all about the configuration in this vehicle. Realistically, 4 people on a long journey with, say, all our camera gear, say going to Goodwood, would be, well, it's like a home away from home. It's very comfortable. You can also adjust the back on the seats as well. And pretty much everywhere you feel is a premium material. I mean, lower down the doors, yes, hard plastics, but it's just a really nice experience. And you've got padded armrest here, stitching, and premium fabrics pretty much everywhere you look. Electric window and heated seats in the rear as well. Love it. I do like the additions of colour on this, it just lightens it up, and I've got a decent door bin. Also got ISOFIX points and airbags around the vehicle. Nice central light here. Would have been nice to see some matte lights, but I'm just scraping the bottom of the barrel, to be honest. It's quite unbelievable for the price. To recline the seat, you pull up this lever, and to incline, I can open the boot and do lots of other things with the key fob. I can also turn on the lights in the car park and sound the alarm if somebody's trying to attack me with a rolling pin. Power tailgate, activated with either this, or a button on the side panel. I also think it may have some kind of gesture control, because I've stood behind it and done a little jig, not meaning to open the boot, and I've heard it go beep beep and open. Oh yeah. Anyway, something happens. Now it's open. Well, you can see it's set up as a 5-seater. And there's some clever configurations. For a start, we've got a storage area here. Now you wouldn't want to put too much weight on here, but it'd be perfect, especially with this mat, for your dog or your large cat, whichever. Also, you're likely noticing that I can actually stand under here. Now that's perfect. Now you've got to admit, this is a decent space. Yes, granted it's set up as a 5 and we've got 2 seats hidden under here. But as a 5-seater on a long haul, my word, the camera gear we could get in here. Plus, as I mentioned, you could get like half a zoo as well, and say 6 or 7 suitcases. And realistically, you get a bike frame sideways in here. Granted, no wheels. But then when you drop the seats, it virtually becomes a van. It's massive. All the things that you'll ever need are stored in here. So you've got your inflation kit and a toolbox as well. There's also some neat storage solutions there and there. Also a 12-volt socket. Now we can remove a rubber mat and reveal the 7 seats. To pull up the 3rd row is relatively easy. In fact, it's actually child's play. You just literally pull this and that locks in place. Same with this one. Now inside, the space hasn't changed, so there's very little difference. To drop the seats again, pull this and push forward. And then to make this one level, You can also get a parcel shelf. If you want to increase your space and drop all the seats, you literally pull this up. You then pull this. That then unlocks this, and these are spring loaded so they fall forward nice and easily, and then locks in place.
So magic seats basically.
And look at that for increased space. Now it's not a flat loading area by any means, however if you had sleeping bags or clothes or whatever, you could build that up and then lay lots of suitcases across. I mean realistically you'd get 3 mountain bikes in here, a wardrobe, everything including the kitchen sink, possibly even the kitchen. We've also got this guide here, and you can see this has a strong strut as well. Release things nice and easy. You've got lots of pull tabs. To release the seat back up, pull. And then to desired position. You've got proper torque in this. We're only in 4 high and it's just doing everything. And as you can see from the shots, some of this is gnarly. Ascent and departure angles as well. Even though this is long wheelbase and I'm slowing down for that, I know that we're not going to bottom out.
Let's be honest, it's taking it in its stride as if it's just a normal. It's astounding, really.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's it. I mean, we demonstrated the other day that we could sit in it for what, 4 hours?
Yep. And it's not like you're getting thrown about.
Oh no.
I mean, we are getting obviously jolted about, but it's not as if it's
body on frame, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the characteristics that you expect from something, because that makes it a proper off-roader. What's it like in the back?
There's being a bit thrown around, which you would expect with it being on an off-road in this kind of way. But I've got the grab handles, it's very comfortable, and Rexton just seems to be ticking all the boxes.
The other thing is we're getting 27.3 to the gallon in 4 high off-road. I'm sure these normally dropped about 9 or 10. It's not what you expect.
not for a quality SUV that'd be as quite as happy going down Park Lane as it is over all this rough terrain. Saying about the turning circle then, it's actually quite good.
Unlike the FK8 that feels like an oil tanker. Oh, there, left. So far the Rexton's doing exactly what we thought it'd do. Not even notice it's got a trailer. Not surprising after we used a Musso to tow the Merc. Mind you, towing this up the motorway, we've not even realised it's there. It literally just cruises up hills with absolutely no problem. The other interesting thing is it's dropping about half a mile, and that's it on the MPG. Well, we're fully laden now with our Mark II Golf on the back and what is it, 800 kilo trailer?
Yeah.
So we're towing what, 2 a ton?
Yeah.
And can anyone actually tell we're towing it?
No.
Apart from the odd clatter that you get,
That's it.
you wouldn't know it was there.
Yeah, the vehicle is just, I mean, we're still getting 27 to the gallon towing that. And we're sat at, let's say, 60. And it's just, it'll just keep going up hills. It may drop a gear, but this transition is so smooth. You're just blown away by it, aren't you? Now?
I am, and even the engine isn't labouring.
No, not
as
at
soon
all.
as it drops that gear, you'd think it'd start to labour a little bit, but it's effortless.
Well, we're well under 2,000 reps.
Well, that itself is just phenomenal.
We'll tow 3.5 ton without any problem, and
What
you can
other-
take it off road.
What other in the class will do that?
Well, that's it. You're hard pushed to think for something around 40 grand, aren't you?
There's nothing.
You've got Range Rovers and Land Cruisers, but you're talking 50, 60 upwards.
Exactly, and at this price point, there's nothing that'll match it.
No. Well, that's it. Mitsubishi, this is the market.
And the road noise.
Yeah. Oh, it's refined, yeah.
It is.
And things like high beam assist,
It is
navigation in the cluster.
genuinely, yeah.
And what you get as standard as well, it's so highly refined.
Yeah. Well, the ultimate is, as we know, it was the ultimate. In a word,
Yeah,
it gives you everything you need.
yeah.
And it's much less wallowy than the
It is.
previous gen.
Oh, it's very,
Not that
very
the other
well
one was
done.
bad per se, because I'll have to, I do have to point that out.
Yeah, yeah.
But having been in that one and now in this one, you're like, ooh, actually, yeah, they have actually find that.
Yeah, the ride quality is absolutely second to none.
Yeah, it's very smooth. It's far better than the previous one, but you wouldn't know it until you actually travel in the new one.
Well, I mean, it's the engine that's got me, to be honest.
I mean, listen to that.
It's a fantastic engine.
It's
Smooth road,
yeah.
and it's just there's hardly any road noise whatsoever. And we're towing.
Yeah.
You'd be expecting like some, but
Yeah.
no.
And it's very little vibration as well, and this isn't the best of roads.
No.
I hug VW.
And even the engine, you can't even hear it.
No.
It's the engine that's got me, the engine and the gearbox, and the seamless downshift when it has to downshift, and the actual power that
It's a nice responsive box, isn't it?
it is. Like this would be.
I'm just going to plant my foot now and see what happens. Look at that.
And there's still plenty of power
Straight
there.
up to the limit now.
Yeah.